So I'm going to try this out because my camera is completely blasted. I don't know what's going on with it. Basically, there's stuff I want to talk about and can't. I'm just not prepared really to put myself out there like that. Or my business, you know what I mean? The point is that I just decided that since it's been a while since I've done a video, I was going to pop in and tell you a little bit about something like completely goofy that happened to me the other day, right? My cousin gets this idea that it's not an idea, but he's just been asking if we could go ahead and go hiking in this park. Now, I usually go to one that's like maybe 5 minutes away from my house. No biggie. He decides that he wants to go to this other park that's a little further away, and that he's basically making exams, so he knows the trails like the back of his hand. We decide that we're going to do a big loop around the park. We're walking and walking and walking. Okay, about an hour into this, we're looking at maybe 9:30, almost 10 o'clock in the morning. We get about halfway to the back of the park. There's a piece of tape that says, "Danger, do not cross." I just got them going down all these hills. I don't know if my big ass is going to be able to get back up them. Okay, let's be real, right? Well, this guy in this tractor, he came over and he said, "Did you guys want to go this way?" Yeah, I mean, that's why we're walking this way. And the guy lets us through. We go down the trail, make a left. We're running into maps, maps on the trail. There's another map. We're going in the right direction. We see you are here. We hit another map. There's another you are here. Okay, we're good. At this point, we're maybe 2/3 of the way through the park. Well, this is when something just should not have happened. You have two choices. You can keep going down the incline to a very, very defined path. Option 2 is to go up the hill and investigate a perverted cave, is like what I would like to call it. We all know what people were doing in there. Nothing says romance like, "Come here, baby, and let me bend you over a rock." The point is that he said that the trail was behind this cave, like dirt above it or whatever. It's there. Oh, yeah, no, I've been this way before, The trail's just right over here. So we walk. Where's this trail at? He's picked up a stick at this point. He's become Ranger Rick. Now, we're talking from a guy that has gone through Boy Scouts or Cub Scouts or whatever you want to call it. He's done all of that. He's gotten all the freaking little badges. All of it. And the only thing he could tell me was that if we needed it, he could make a fire. It's 10 o'clock in the morning. What the fuck do I need a fire for? Like, for real. What was my first instinct was to go up high on the hill, see if I could see around the trees. Trees were too dense, couldn't see shit. My next plan was to follow the water that naturally went down the hill, went down the side of the mountain, because eventually that water would have led to a larger body of water, which would have been a pond or a lake. Ponds and the lakes had trails around them, right? Made sense. It leads you to a trail. That didn't work either. The only trail that we found was a game trail, and odds are that it was deer, very small deer, because they went through the brush and there was no way we were getting near it. However, we were really, really close to the lake. We had, basically it was like a triangle, right? Like kind of like a sideways triangle. Path on the left, path on the right, path behind us. We couldn't find anyone. Well, thank God I had the common sense to bring my cell phone. Ring, ring. Hi, not to set up, like, raise a flag or anything like that, or get anybody worried. Not like they would be. But, okay, we're lost. We are lost in the woods, and we've been walking around for like 40 minutes. And, do you have any idea how to get out of here? Like, what I could do to find my way back to civilization? There's a problem, though. And then, I don't know. What do you mean you don't fucking know? He has something. Why don't you try to follow the sun? That was the suggestion. Now, At first I thought he was nuts, but it actually worked. Well, about 10-15 minutes later, we walked, and he's on the hill, way ahead of me. He wonders why he doesn't have a girlfriend. And he screams. I don't know what he's screaming about. He's found a map. We ran back into the original trail that we were trying to find in the first place an hour later. The cat's very devastated by the story. A quick hour and a half hike turned into 2.5, almost 3 hours in the woods. Is there anything else I have to say about that? Is it not a surprise that it happened to me? It's probably not, is it? Oh, for frick's sake. So, my question would be to you. One, how do you feel about this cam? I know I'm a little blurry, and it's not the best, but... And two, what would you do? Have you been in this situation? Would you have done the same things I did? Which is go to the top of the hill and follow the letter. The cat is whining. Stop it! I'm trying to talk! Anyway, that's all I had for you today. What was that? I hope everybody's okay. Doing well, and fine, and snazzy, and spitty. I will talk to you guys later. Bye!